We'll get a quick sync here. There we go, just pausing to get Matthias caught up there. So as we come across the first lap, see Matthias ahead by about 0.2. This track, very difficult with some uneven ground. You see Zoki actually missing an MT there. See he bumped the wall just a little bit. And come across, we see sorry about that. We see Matthias still in the lead. So I'm rubbing up against some walls. Zoran with the fake flashing numbers, but Matthias does take the first track. And Matthias immediately going to take us to Moo Moo Farm for the next track. One of his strongest one-try tracks. Moo Moo Farm, the only time trials track that has RNG, that being the moles. These players will be doing their best to completely avoid the mole hills, though, in a one-try scenario. Normally, you would risk some mole holes. Also worth noting, both these players playing on NTSC for this matchup, sort of the second go-around for these guys in the one-try league. The first round they did PAL, now Division 1. They do a second match together, and they're doing NTSC. As you can see, both players doing really well with the uneven ground, keeping their speed up. Zoran playing it a bit more safe around the moles than Matthias does, and Matthias ahead by 0.9, almost a full second. Like I said, Matthias just so consistent on this track. Who even is Zoki? Well, he is the world number 4 in non-shortcut, and he's the world number 3 in shortcut. So he's an extremely talented player. But Matthias taking second track as well. And for Zoran's second pick, he's taking us to Mario Raceway. And yeah, Matthias Matthias goes for pretty safe strats, but his driving is so consistent and so fast on that track that blows most people's times away, even playing it safe. Same with Zoran, it should be said, if we were playing the non-shortcut. Or sorry, if we were playing PAL. I know Zoran doesn't have a huge amount of practice with NTSC. So Mario Raceway here, one of the shortest tracks. Actually, we went from the shortest track to the second shortest track, from Moo Farm to Mario Raceway. Both players going to be going through this mushroom cut. Matthias gets through clean, but Zoki just really struggling there. And now Matthias pretty much just needs to keep it clean, and he's got this one in the bag. Gets that funky little bounce on the hill there. Can happen sometimes if you're just a little too far right. Zoki threw much cleaner on lap 2. Gonna need a pretty hefty mistake from Matthias though. That consistency from Matthias. And Matthias now takes a pretty tight stranglehold on the matchup. Just needs one more to take the set. And Matthias is going to take us to Frapp Snowland, again, one of his very strong tracks. Although, I mean, really, who am I kidding? It's Matthias. They're all strong tracks for him, but Frapp Snowland especially. Both players doing the AB spin through the snow at the start. Zoki getting caught up on the landing a little bit. See, the most important part of this track is this shroom. Trying to cut it super far left without going out of bounds. Oh, Zoki gets caught up on the far side of it. Matthias hitting the wall a little bit, but so does Zoki. Zoki in the wall a couple times. Yeah, over a second advantage for Matthias. And really that getting stuck in the snow on that shroom just kills so much speed and so much time. Oh, Matthias doing well to avoid that snowman. Oh, he gets caught on the snow. Same mistake 2 laps in a row. So we'll see Matthias on a pretty good run here. Oh, Zoki just barely missed one snowman, but no avoiding that second one. See what happens here. Oh, Matthias falls into the water! Looking like Zoki might actually get a track win here. And he does. Wow. A very rare mistake from Matthias. And so Zorn stays alive in the set, and it's his pick now, and he's going to take us to Choco Mountain. You can see too, though, just how much time it loses to fall into the water or go out of bounds. Zoki wasn't having a very good run, got caught up on 2 of the shrooms, hit a snowman, and still won. So, yeah, pretty crazy. And no, nobody's going to be doing the weather tanko. This is non-shortcut unless someone calls a joker, and they didn't. And even if someone does call a joker on Choco, it would be pretty rare to see someone try a weather tanko. Also, Matthias has literally never hit a weather tanko, so Zoran has hit a few. So you can see these players just getting extremely close to the walls. Matthias doing his drift over that hill instead of the jump that Zoki does. Pretty much a wash for which one's faster. Really is just preference. Weather Tenko is the lap skip on Choco Mountain here. Basically, you use a shroom right at the finish line, bounce up the wall, and magically skip a lap. I would recommend looking up the 3 out of 3 Weather Tenko run. Well, there's been a few now, but any one of them pretty much shows the same thing. But yeah, in a one-try scenario, it is not advisable to call the shortcut joker on this one. He's getting bad hills, but saving a lot of time on that lap. And with that, Matthias does take the set. So it is Zoran's pick again, because the loser of the previous set picks first in the next set, and he's going to take us to Yoshi Valley, which is a very high variance track. We could see some craziness with the Spinies. Spinies are on cycles, but hard to avoid even knowing where they're going to be. Both players doing the AV spin start. Zoki didn't get the right angle though, so had to jump out of that drift. And because of that, Spiny's not really in the right place and does hit one, stays on the track, but hits a second one. Matthias with a clean hairpin jump. That is considered non-shortcut for time trials. See Matthias just very far ahead after lap 1, but does hit a Spiny as well. Zoki going the safe route on lap 2. Guess just cutting his losses. Doesn't know where the Spinies are going to be lap 2 now. Matthias probably going to have to improvise a little bit with the spinings on lap 3 as well. Does hit another one. Zoki going the safe route. Matthias hits a third one. Zoki, though, just still too far behind. Looking like Matthias is going to still take this one. So both players with some struggles on that track, as to be expected, really. But Matthias comes out ahead, and with his next pick, he's going to take us to Banshee Boardwalk. Very tight and technical track. And yeah, neither player using a Joker so far. But I would expect these two guys we're probably going to get all four of them used. Matthias not a big shortcut guy, but he does tend to throw in a shortcut Joker in there just for the show. Although Matthias also still a very high-ranked shortcut player as well. Yeah, Zoki, this is basically his first time using this Japanese cart for time trials, I think, or he wiped the cartridge before. None of these are PRs. Although there might be NTSC PRs. I don't know if he's even played much NTSC before. I honestly don't know. Yo, BIJ, I'm doing good. Hope you're well. Matthias over a second ahead after lap 1. Time to pass you. Well, when my capture card gets here, I might have the urge to start playing again. Yeah, Matthias with just so tight to the fence the whole way around. 35-13, gets so close to that fence on turn 1. You do want to be as close to that fence as possible, obviously, but the hitbox seems a bit bigger than the visual fence at times. And Tia's going to come across and take that one comfortably with a 145 flat. And so Zoki taking us to Sherbetland. Matthias actually got the world record on Sherbetland flap just the other day. So Matthias pretty practiced on this track, although obviously that was on PAL, and this is NTSC. Yeah, if it was his pick, maybe, but yeah, that's also worth noting. You can't call the Joker on your opponent's pick. It's only your own pick that you can call the Joker on. So both these players probably going to be going for pretty aggressive crack jumps. Oh, Matthias into the water. That is a big mistake. Zoki just needs to keep it clean now, pretty much. Of course, now also the penguins are not on the same cycle that they are usually on for Matthias. So he's going to have to improvise a little bit. Goes to the inside of that penguin. Yeah, we switched to Zoki's audio and we get to hear the lovely Japanese voice acting. But yeah, Matthias essentially now needing Zoki to make the same mistake, falling into the water. Just loses so much time on this track, even more than most tracks, because as you can see, you get stuck in that ice cube for a good few extra seconds. And it is just incredibly slow. And Zoki now pretty much out of the woods for that. Just one more crack jump to go, and normally it's not the risky one. Matthias also hitting a penguin. So 2-1 in the set. Zoran keeping this one closer. $139.04. It is one if you know your opponent takes that crack jump aggressively. And especially knowing that Matthias is so used to this track on PAL right now and switching to NTSC. Yeah, it's. I wonder if Zoki picked that for those reasons, or whether he just felt confident on his own performance. But yeah, went well for him. And Matthias for his next pick is doing Calamari Desert Flap Joker. Another one he's been playing a lot, but on PAL. So this could be another one where his PAL muscle memory might mess with him a little bit. But at the same time, the fact that he's been playing it a lot, you know, he's warmed up, he knows what to do. So for anyone who doesn't know, FLAP stands for Fast Lap. Normally it can be any lap, but for the one-try league, to make it, you know, quicker and just make more sense to do every flap on lap 1. Normally you would do these on lap 1 anyways, for Calamari Desert. So you see both players using, Matthias hits the wall. So Zoki with just a slight lead. Both players using the double shroom through the sand. This one's actually going to be quite close. Oh, Zoki hit the sand right at the end. That was going to be really close. But Matthias does take it by 0.4. I don't know. I honestly don't know how much time Zoki lost in the sand at the end there, but it very reasonably could have been 0.4 or more. So a shame there. So Matthias once again, one track away from taking the set. Just waiting on Zoki's next pick. See if he pulls out some shortcut flap of his own. And he's going to take us to Bowser's Castle for a flap. This one a bit different from Calamari Desert because usually in time trials you would do this lap on lap 2, but with the one try rules, it is a lap 1 flap. So got to do a different strategy with the thwomps. Yeah, as well as you're not allowed to use a ghost to distract the thwomps as well. So this flap is a very different beast than it normally is in time trials. I think you're going to see Matthias at very least go the left side in the moving thwomp room and go around the outside of the 2 thwomps blocking the hallway. Zoki, I don't know what he'll do. That is usually the one try play on lap 1 is to go to the left of those thwomps, so I would expect both players to be doing that. Both players going outside of the bush, which is certainly the safer option, and really not that much slower. Oh, Zoran hits the thwomp, and that is pretty much GG. There's not much opportunity. Oh, hits a second thwomp as well. He's easily taken that track and takes a second set by the same 4-1 score, but that was definitely a tighter set for Zoran. So we go into potentially the last set. Hey Nantuko, I'm doing well. And so Zoran is going to Yoshi Valley once again. It being set 3, the track pools reset, and they can pick whatever they want again. We'll see what strat Zoki goes for here. If he decides to play it safe or risky again. Gets the start much cleaner this time for Zoran. Ooh, almost gets eaten by the wall. If you hit the wrong part of the wall there, it just basically clip into it and lose all of your speed. Zoki will managing to stay out of it there. So this race already much tighter than it was last time. But still almost 0.4 advantage for Matthias. Both going risky through the spinies. Matthias hits one and gives Zoki the lead. So now Zoki just needs to keep it clean, avoid the spinies, and he should be able to take this. Matthias not that far behind though. Oh, Matthias hits a spiny and falls off. That is going to hand it to Zoki, who played it safe on lap 3. So Zoki, for the first time, takes the lead in a set. We'll see where Matthias wants to take us. And he's going to take us to Royal Raceway. First time we're seeing Royal Raceway in this match. Neither player using their shortcut joker so far. Again, I would imagine Zoki will probably be using his, and Matthias tends to save his for match point, or for his potentially last pick of the match. He tends to throw in a shortcut joker. But Zoki might use his a bit more strategically. Royal Raceway is a good one. I don't know if I'd say it's the best one. Personally, I wouldn't call it my favorite, but if it is your favorite, I'd say that's a valid pick. Zoki getting caught up in the grass just a little bit. These zippers on the ramps act sort of like shrooms, so you drift on them to go a bit faster, use the opportunity to charge an MT. Both landing in time trials, as long as you don't jump off of the ramp, you will never bounce on the landing. If anyone was wondering. And Matthias ahead by about 0.8 after lap 1. Yeah, the Japanese version of the game has different billboards than the rest of the regions. They had to change them for some copyright and tobacco advertising rules in other regions. But kind of interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it definitely wasn't an overall ban on tobacco advertising in '97. Because I know Michael Schumacher still had some tobacco advertising on his car in Formula One in the '90s. But maybe the reference to tobacco in a kid's game wasn't acceptable. So they changed the billboards after the Japanese release. Matthias tying up the set. And Zoki going to take us to Sherbetland. Yeah, Carson, I think it mostly was general copyright issues. So they had to change them. It was like pretty much every billboard was a sort of spoof on an established brand. Which I'm not sure how they got away with it in Japan, but nowhere else. But, you know. Anyways, back to Sherbetland. Excellent pick for Zoki the first time around. See if it works out again. Matthias goes to the inside of the penguin, Zoki to the outside, but Matthias actually shot out wide on the exit of that shroom, and Zoki was able to turn in tight, so kind of made up for it. Pretty close after lap 1. Matthias only ahead by 0.02. So very close race so far. Ooh, I think Zoran might have missed an MT on the exit of that cave. Loses about 0.13, so looks like he was actually gaining time until that missed MT. Zoki didn't play it very risky on that crack jump. See, it's going to be close to the line. Looks like Matthias does have the advantage, though. And he takes it. 0.34, very close race. Closest race of the match so far, I believe. I don't know if we'd call Rainbow Road Smurfyland just yet. And so now Matthias is going to take us to our first shortcut track. It's going to take us to DK Shortcut. And I don't know why the track number is not updating. Let's try to fix that. Each set is best of 7. The match is best of 5 sets. There we go. So DK Shortcut, we'll see what strats these guys go for. I know Matthias does take his time and set it up. We'll see if Zoki, being the more experienced shortcut player, if he goes a bit faster, YOLOs his setups a little more. Matthias nailing the first one. Zoki looks like he got that one, I think. Didn't tumble, but that was kind of because he hit low. Matthias nails the second one. Zoki definitely taking his time. Matthias got that setup nailed. He's going to finish it off with a very respectable 34.88, and he is going to take the track. And resets his console so that it doesn't save his time to the cartridge. So will we see a shortcut joker from Zoki? This is potentially his last pick of the match. And he's going to do Mario Raceway shortcut. Very interesting. That is a very unique pick in a one try. Typically, you don't see people go for this because it's a difficult shortcut to hit. He was practicing it earlier, yeah. So as predicted, both players using both their jokers in this matchup. Putting on a good show. And, we're getting ready for potentially the last track, although considering it's Mario Raceway Shortcut, this is anyone's track. There is, okay, well, apparently it didn't update the runner command. It's okay though. Matthias goes for the safer shortcut. Goes over the left wall instead. Very smart. That one is much easier, but also saves much less time. So we'll see what the players do here. Matthias with the early lead, but one missed shortcut brings Zoki back into it. Gets the slower shortcut again, gets it nice and safe. See, Zoki kind of has to go for the risky one. Oh, that was pretty close, but no cigar. TS goes for the faster one, tumbles on the other side, but as you can see, it just cuts so much more of the track. And he is going to take it, and he's going to take the final set. Zoki does make it over on the third one. So congratulations to Matthias. Just seeing. Okay, we're not going to do an interview this time. So yeah, congratulations to Matthias. Awesome job. 4-1 in all 3 sets. Yes, I will put Zoki. It's I believe that's his Twitch. The runner command hadn't updated yet, but yeah, someone else is putting it in there as well. So yeah, congratulations again to Matthias. Winning that Division 1 matchup. I am just going to check real quick what is our next match on SpeedGaming. Do you believe we have more scheduled? No, we don't actually. We don't have one scheduled, but I'm sure there will be one scheduled very soon. We've still got plenty more One Try League action to come. So thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you next time.